I work with people like alpha&omega, with Irish and Steppers, Vibronics, Gentleman. I've done a lot of work with a lot of people and good musicians. I've been around a lot of musicians. So the inspiration comes from being around those people, having parents that are musical, going back to my grandfather who was a great fiddle player in Jamaica, you know. He used to play band dance and all them things there, so music has always been there. And just carrying on the little message wherever I can. I've been out with the scene for a little while because I've been trying to put the band together. And in fact, I better slow down a little bit for some of the French people because I love being in France, you know. I've spent a few times in France now, and I really love the people. Je t'aime, France. Yeah,
yeah, c'est vrai. Donc pour tous ceux qui comprennent pas trop l'anglais, donc le frère il est déjà venu plusieurs fois en France. C'est ce qu'il disait à l'instant là pour terminer sa phrase. Et il vous aime le public français. Donc effectivement il y a peut-être la barrière du langage, mais je suis sûr que si vous prêtez l'oreille, vous prêtez attention, vous pourrez comprendre ce qu'il vous dit et comprendre le message qu'il essaie de vous transmettre. Donc il était en Jamaïque avec les musiciens, il a une grande expérience comme vous avez pu l'entendre avec Gentleman ou bien avec Dread Zone ou bien également avec des grands noms comme Vibronics, Irish and Steppers. Donc explique-nous un petit peu frère, est-ce que tu es plus dub, est-ce que tu es plus roots, quelle est ton opinion un peu sur la musique, parle-nous. Talk to us about music and what you feel about music.
Well, personally, I'm a man who I come from basically a roots and dub background, but I love lovers as well. Normalement, je commence avec roots et dub. Aussi, j'adore lovers rock. C'est mon âge normalement de zik pour les années 10.
Say it in English.
70s.
Yeah. Yeah. Les années 70.
Les années 70. In the years of the 70s, the music at that time especially inspired me. A lot of the I know it is a lot of the lovers and things like that, but at the time when I was listening to a lot of the roots bands as well,
yeah,
it influenced me, and even in my own kind of music, because I produce my own music now, started producing my own music. I used to work with a lot of people.
Yeah.
J'ai travaillé avec beaucoup de monde, and maintenant je commence à créer ma musique seule.
Oui.
Un peu roots, un peu dub et un peu lovers aussi. That's how I was producing a little lovers, roots and dub style. Just to change things up a little bit from when I was doing just the roots and dub. And really, I want to continue to work with people like yourselves, you know, Moshi,
yeah,
and people all through France and the rest of Europe and in fact the world, because I've never been one who has always been soul. It's just a soul project I'm on at the moment. Although, even though I'm working on a soul project, I'm still coming to France and seeing you guys.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? Yeah. So I'm still working with other people and always ready to work with other people as long as the vibes is right.
Is right.
You know what I mean? The one thing I will always deal with is just the roots, culture, and lovers. I don't deal with dancehall or bashment, you know, them kind of styles.
Yeah.
Because I'm not one who can go out there and sing about guns, gangsters, when I'm gonna get my next lick of cocaine or my next fix of crack.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about beating down bitches because I don't know bitches apart from dog bitches. You know, all I know is empresses and princesses.
Yeah.
And queens.
Yeah, man.
See? So I'm not into those kind of vibes.
Yeah.
Although I must say everyone has a right to do whatever they want to do. It's personally, that's not for me.
Yeah.
Donc, comme le frère Daddy vient de dire, lui, donc, il est beaucoup plus sur le roots, le lover style, le dub. Et effectivement, vous n'allez pas le retrouver sur du dancehall, car il est contre, effectivement, et il se place vraiment contre tous ces lyrics, tous ces messages, en fait, qui parlent que de guerre, le business de la guerre, et la guerre pour le business, pour faire de l'argent. Donc, en fait, toutes ces mafias, tous ces gangs qui vendent de la cocaïne, du crack, pour pouvoir justement tuer l'esprit, l'inspiration, tuer la beauté de l'être humain pour pouvoir faire de l'argent, ramener les guns pour que les jeunes s'entretuent. Toute cette vibes où ils parlent des femmes comme des chiennes en fait, et où ils vont taper les chiennes. Le frère, il n'est pas là-dedans. Effectivement, ce sont des mots crus, mais c'est une vérité qui se vit. La musique ne doit pas servir à comment dirais-je, à pouvoir engendrer la méchanceté, la violence envers son prochain. La musique est une vibe, la musique est un amusement. C'est ce que le frère veut nous dire donc à travers ses lyrics. Il a choisi le dub, il a choisi le roots, il a choisi le lover style. Mais dis-moi mon frère, justement pour tous ces frères de France, qu'est-ce que toi tu leur dis? Quel est ton message par rapport à la musique? Par exemple, effectivement on parle de dub, mais le dub c'est très, très électronique. Est-ce que toi tu es plus musicien? Quelle est ta vision? Quelle est ta vision de la musique? I know you can understand what I'm saying right now because you know you can understand French, so I'm saying it in French. Not so good.
But I understand I understand the main part of what you're saying, but there was a few things I didn't quite catch.
Okay. So what you can tell us about your vision in music? You know, we talked about dub. You said you love dub, but dub is an electronic part of reggae. So what you can say, what you can tell to the French guy who want to make music, want to grow in music, say something.
Well, the first thing I have to say, my brother, is that dub music doesn't have to be digital or electronic. A band can play dub music just as good. If they are good musicians and they know the music, you can have the singer even direct them. You know what I mean? So it is not just electronic. So if there's any of you bands out there, for a start, that want to play dub music, don't think that because you are a band, sorry, that you cannot play dub music. You can. And just think if you as a band can play dub music live as well, with all you musicians and the vibes that you can bring, you know, I want to see more bands, live bands, playing dub music as well, because electronic has its place. Remember, there's a lot of people say that, oh well, that man is not a musician because he plays the keyboards and he doesn't even play the keyboards, he plays the computer. Well, remember this, my brethren and my brethren and my sisters. Remember that. Someone said that a long time ago when they first brought out the first synthesizer. That is not a piano, that is not a, you know what I mean? Look where it is now.
Yeah.
Remember, people, that a computer is being played by a musician because he's producing music. See? So he's a musician. That is his instrument. It's just that his instrument has got very many more facets than your Korg keyboard, for example. And don't forget, enough time that same one musician is playing more than one instrument style. He knows how a string is supposed to sound. He knows how the guitar is supposed to sound. It might not sound exactly the same thing, but it's still his interpretation of it. You know? Van Gogh did interpretations as well, you know what I mean? artists.
Yeah.
So, yes, computers good, it's at its place. But I would like to see
more musicians
out there, because there's enough musicians out there that are trying to do a reggae thing.
Yeah.
Well, I would say to them, don't forget, you are not Jamaican. You haven't lived that life. If you've heard the saying, if you haven't got lived the blues, you haven't got the blues. I'm not putting anyone down and saying you haven't got the reggae. What I'm saying is you've got a different style of reggae. So, enough that I've heard of people out there trying to produce something that is a Jamaican equivalent of reggae. My advice, and that's only my opinion, is forget that style and do your style of reggae. Because reggae needs as well other influences and expansions and diversions, you know what I mean? And there's always place for a new break of style of reggae, as there was with dub, as there was with jungle, as there was dubstep, and go on and on and on. There's so many different branches of it. So what would be good if you was to find your own way and develop your own way instead of trying to concentrate on the Jamaican perfection and that style.
Yes, I am.
You can bring your own style into, and maybe you might bring a new genre, which would be good for reggae, because any genre that is near reggae or is a reggae-based thing, will only bring people that don't know reggae into reggae.
Into reggae.
You see what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, donc vous l'avez compris, pour reprendre les paroles. Le frère, effectivement, il nous invite à avoir de plus en plus de musiciens, à s'intéresser à la musique, aux instruments. Jouez, les gars, jouez. Apportez votre propre couleur de la musique, votre propre couleur.